Baggedmilk, how you doing?
Greetings, boys. How are you?
Doing good.
Topic today was your favorite Christmas movie. What's yours?
I mean, like if we're going with a classic, National Lampoon's.
That was mine.
Love it, but then also, you know what? Bad Santa's great.
Yeah.
It's just so
Did that
like
one come in?
Yeah, Bad Santa
Yes.
came in. We played the scene when they're playing
Oh, that's
chess,
when they're playing
or checkers.
checkers. Yes,
Checkers.
Yeah. Sea
Yes, I think-
biscuit on my ass. Yeah.
So I think both of those would probably get my votes. They're two good Christmas movies. Or you know what? Seth Rogen had one the night before. Is a good one.
That was pretty good, actually.
It's
Yeah.
actually a bit of a kind of a creeper, like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that.
A little
That's
bit.
very funny. Yeah. Good
There are
stuff.
a handful of good ones. There's plenty of good Christmas movies.
We're gonna don't let me forget to talk about the T-shirt that you guys launched yesterday. I want to do that
Yeah.
before we sign off here. But I think we should probably start with. We haven't heard anything with respect to any firm plans for the upcoming season. They've been dangling in the last couple of weeks a start date of January 13th. The NHL and the NHL PA have been meeting pretty aggressively over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And apparently, I read an article the other day that said that they're voting on stuff and making decisions this week. So we should probably start to hear some things in the next couple of days.
Yeah, because I mean, the January 13th is the targeted date. Although until I see Connor McDavid doing Connor McDavid things, I'll remain skeptical because we're less than a month out and there's still no schedule, which is it's really odd. I know they can throw that together relatively quickly, especially with buildings that have no events in them at all, but it still seems weird. But there's also, now they're talking about what it looks like for expanded rosters. But because of COVID-19, there's a chance that some players will get sick and have to get subbed out and others will have to get subbed in. So what does that look like in terms of your roster and your salary cap? So there's like these really random details that would never have happened any other year that they need to sort through, and it's taken some time. I feel good that they're talking all the time. I feel positive about it. It's taken longer than maybe we would have hoped, but it seems like we're inching towards the NHL season, and that's what matters.
Well, yeah, and the other thing, too, you got to kind of feel for the PA, right? Because they keep getting roadblocks on salary cap increases and things like that. But at the same time, the league is saying you're going to need to put a couple of extra bodies on the payroll, right?
Yep.
So they got to sort all these details out. And if you're adding 3-4 more bodies and they're not increasing the salary cap, how does that look for the structure moving forward, right?
Well, that's exactly it. Like if those guys are not going to play, and they would be like in the playoffs, those would be called the Black Aces, where they're up just in case. But in this environment, it seems more likely that they'd play over any other time. So the salary cap issue is going to be interesting to see how they work it. Are they going to do a temporary exemption? There was talk of that a little while ago. Like for the Oilers, could you imagine? That'd be great if they could just make Connor McDavid a franchise type player and his cap hit didn't matter. That'd be great. But it doesn't really seem realistic, though. They're going to have to get creative to make the season work because everything's weird, everything's bizarre, and they're trying to push forward through it all. So who knows what's going to happen? Anybody's guess is as good as the next, I suppose.
I would like to point out that I sounded a bit like a sports donkey there.
You actually knew what you're talking about.
Sometimes you got it, if you just get enough at bats, then you'll get there.
Thank you, Baggedmilk.
Still excited for the World Juniors, too. Some
Yeah.
hockey to watch pretty soon. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the World Juniors, too. And on Oilers Nation Radio, the podcast I do on Fridays, we're talking to Jordan Tutu about his experiences at the World Juniors, and it's going to be great. He's got some great stories that I want to get into, including he was selling jerky out of his room in his World Junior year. We learned that on another podcast earlier this week, talking to his roommate, Jeff Wojcicki. So I need to get to the bottom of that, why he was selling jerky as a side.
He had an impact, too, in that tournament. He really 100%. Did. He moved the needle, for sure.
I was in Brandon one time for hockey, and we went to a Wheat Kings game. We were all excited to see Jordan Tutu, and he was suspended. So that's my memory of Jordan Tutu.
He fought a lot in juniors.
Didn't get to see him in juniors.
He threw mitts a lot.
And he hit like a truck.
Yeah.
There's no Canada-U.S. game in the schedule. That's the only thing I'm a little disappointed about.
That's always the New Year's Eve game.
New Year's Eve, Canada's playing Finland.
Are they on different
interesting. They had to
sides this year?
switch things up this year, I guess.
Yeah, so I was just looking at the schedule, and there's no Canada-USA game.
Huh. That's
Weird.
always the first-round wrap-up.
Our first game for Canada is Boxing Day against Germany, then it's Slovakia. Yeah.
That's a good draw, actually, for us. I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things pan out.
I'm just excited to crack a beer Canada Day or Christmas Day and and watch some hockey, I guess.
It's my
You
tradition.
know what? The only problem I have with the World Juniors, because you're right, Grant. I love cracking a beer and watching the World Juniors. It's a Christmas tradition, but like, there's something also different that just hits a little differently when it's in a different country overseas.
True.
And you get to crack the beer at like 9 a.m. because hockey's on, so you have like an excuse.
It's
as
in
if that's
Sweden.
not
I
an
got to wake up early and drink.
I
Yeah,
used to get
exactly.
up for those games. And over the years, I've gotten up and been drunk at 8 o'clock in the morning. All right,
the best of us.
let's hit this T-shirt that you guys and Oilers Nation thing yesterday, doing it for to raise money for a very, very good cause.
Yeah, so what we did is we came up with a T-shirt for $35 at NationGear.ca. You buy a T-shirt for $35, and what you get in return is a $20 gift card to any restaurant or pub that you want in the city, provided that they have gift card options, of course. What we're trying to do is just try and help out the hospitality industry. A big part of what we do is not just watching Oilers games, but also getting out in the community, be it at bars or at restaurants. We throw a lot of events around the city, and we can see what's happening in the hospitality industry right now. So we want to do something to help, and we thought that maybe if people got a T-shirt plus a gift card to their favorite spot, that might be a cool little initiative heading into Christmas. So we launched that yesterday at NationGear.ca. It is the community tee. It's a limited edition run. We're doing this for about a week or so. So we're trying to raise some money for some local businesses that desperately need the help right now. And we're, like I said, trying to move as many shirts as we possibly can. So the details are up on Oilers Nation on Twitter, at Oilers Nation on Twitter, or go right to NationGear.ca to pick up a shirt
Yeah, I love it.
directly from there.
Perfect.
Buy a shirt, get a $20 gift card, which you can then put back into a business.
Yeah,
Great.
Exactly. That's the point, Rick, because, everything's weird right now. We can't go to, Grant, there's nothing we love more than going to the Pine
It's
Store
true.
beer, and we can't right now, so we want to
Yeah.
try and help these businesses out as best we can.
I love it. Thanks a lot, Baggedmilk.
Thanks, boys.
We're off next week, by the way, but we're back the following week. So
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you guys. Have a great break.
All right. Give that webpage one more time so people can go grab that T-shirt.
NationGear.ca is where the T-shirt is at, or if you want more details, just check us out on Twitter or on Instagram at Oilers Nation.